Hey, how's it going out there, folks? The Philosopher's Stone, back with another video. you know, uh, I've got this fascination with learning about how the mind works because this reality is based around your mindset, man. And the thing is, um, how many of us have went on autopilot during a certain task that we were doing, right? Maybe you're washing the dishes and your mind is just completely somewhere else, right? You're just, well, thinking about this, thinking about that, right? Never totally present in the moment. And I think that's one of the major things that I've tried to overcome was just being present in the moment, regardless of what that moment was, man. I've had jobs back when I was younger, man, working on an assembly line. I think I was working at some place that made cups or something like that. Just a repetitive, mundane task, right? 12-hour shifts, with a clock in front of you. Horrible. The things that we experienced when we were younger and right away knew that, like, this is the last time I'm doing this job. I think I maybe stayed there for a day or two, and that was it. I was off. It just wasn't for me, man. And the thing is, right? I was at the hardware store the other day, and I went to check out my item, and the lady behind the cashier, she was like, that's gonna be whatever amount it was, and she couldn't put it together, and she's like, sorry, my mind is just thinking about something else, right? Just a little example, like, of what happens, that your mind always seems to be thinking about something else except for what's actually happening in the present moment. And I said to her, so doesn't that take you away from actually what's happening right now in the present moment? You're probably thinking about something you had to do later on today, or maybe she's thinking about something that happened in the past, or whatever it was, right? And a lot of the times, this is what happens in life, right? I had a job where I was working at a spice company, a spice factory. I'd be running out. We had these big blenders, right? And we'd blend up all the spices for certain meats or whatever it was, right? And then we'd run it out into these bags and then bring it, you'd grab the bag, you'd put it back to your guy that you're working with, and he'd heat seal it and put it on a skid, right? And I remember I could, you'd have to do like 50-pound bags or 20-pound bags or whatever it was, right? And you run it out on a scale, and then once you get to the weight, you pinch off the bag, it'd still be running out. You grab the bag and then you put it back to the guy, and he'd heat seal it, right? But I remember doing this job back in my 20s, and I'd be always thinking about something totally like unrelated to what I was actually doing, but I could actually always, hit the proper amount of weight and being totally in dreamland, thinking about something obviously not pertaining to what I was doing, man. And this is what happens in life, man. Sometimes, you find yourself driving, and maybe you're on a long drive, and, totally just thinking about something else, daydreaming about this or whatever it may be, right? Until you get to your destination. You don't even remember driving to the destination. It's like you're on autopilot, so to speak, right? And this is the thing, like, you can still perform your activity, but you're not totally present in what you're doing. This as per life, right? It's mind-boggling that our brains can totally just be somewhere else, man. And I've had times where I was in conversations that just weren't to my freaking liking about the topic or whatever the case may be, and you're just in a different world, man, thinking about something totally different, right? Not even being able to grasp having a conversation with somebody or a group of people because it just never interests you. So your mind just goes off on something else, right? And this is the thing, man. This is where alcohol comes into into play a lot, because you're drinking away, and you get that little buzz on, and your dopamine hit, and then all of a sudden you're in the moment, you're enjoying it, you're right, you're listening to the tunes and you're having a few beers with your buddies, you're watching the sports game and cheering them on and whatever, man. And this is it, man. This is why a lot of us fall into the party mode, because it brings you into the moment of what's actually happening. Like you're actually present during these times. And it's weird that you have to resort to some sort of alcohol consumption or uh, any sort of vice to actually put you in that moment. So this is where my meditation came in, where I had so many of these years where my mind was always just somewhere else rather than being here present in the moment of what's actually happening. And if you can learn to uh, make your mind just, you know, be present in a mundane moment, such as I could sit here and just watch the water crash over the rocks. Now I could be thinking about something totally different. I could be thinking about what I want to do in the next couple of months. I could be thinking about whatever it is, and just sort of just be looking and not really taking in the fact, like, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what's happening right now. Is that okay? I'm not thinking about anything else except for watching the water crash over the rocks. And that's all I'm going to think about. And this is a sort of a meditation. So when I always preach the meditation, it's about silencing the mind of like repetitive thoughts and bringing you into the present moment, because that's where your power is. Your power is in the moment. Like your power to create, your power to just, you know, really embrace life is in the present moment. And a lot of people are just not there, man. And especially if you're, in a city or you're somewhere that just has a lot of different stimuli coming in at you all at once, man, how can you really just be present with what's going on, man? And this is the thing, like with the meditation, especially first thing in the morning, we get up, we're trying to wake up, we get our coffee, sit down, we go to the washroom, do our thing, we have our morning routine, right? And for me, my meditation in the morning, I just want to sit and close my eyes and I just want to observe what's happening in my mind rather than attaching to these thoughts. Say whatever you're thinking about, your mind could be going a mile a minute first thing in the morning, and you're just going through your repetitive morning routine of whatever you're doing, but not truly being present with the fact that, okay, this is what you're doing. And does that make sense? Because I'm trying to explain this the best I can, but I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from, right? And all suffering comes from mind. And I said this in another video, all suffering comes from mind, because right away you can get up in the morning and just have this negative thought come to you and then attach to it and then have that ruin your whole day, because it's like you attach to this negative thought that subconsciously popped up and you went with it. And now you're going about your day and you're going to work and you're doing your thing, but now you got this freaking, this negative thought that you attach to that sort of is going to now project the way your day is going to go, unless you become aware of it and then just like let it go and then get back into the present moment and just not have your mind control you, right? This is the thing, man. They say your mind is a great servant but a terrible master. So it's not about controlling your thoughts. It's about just looking at them and observing them and just letting them go. And just, this is where you're going to find your peace, man, and your harmony and your balance and your bliss and your freaking just your appreciation for life and the small things in life, and just be grateful and whatever it is, man, is to be able to just become present in this moment and not become your thoughts, but just know that they're there and let them just go and just be present in the moment, whatever it is that you're doing. however mundane it is, or how whatever it is, man. And it's so hard to do. It's so hard to freaking do, man. It really, really is. But that's why they distract you in this matrix, because they want you thinking about everything else except for what's actually happening in the moment, right? It's always, something on the radio or something on the TV or something on the news or traffic or music or whatever it is that's distracting you from capturing the present moment. It's just one of those things, man. That's why I'm the Philosopher's Stone. I like to analyze the shit out of life. With that being said, I'm 10 minutes in. Try to stay present, people. Take it easy. See you in the next.